return to the classics.
Uno, two, tres, four.
Hello. Guess you almost just clicked the stop streaming button instead of clicking the unmute button. If you guess is me, you win. Hello everybody, how are we doing today? Sleepy and I have decided that we both feel like really frantic and overwhelmed today. So I think that we feel like prey today was my vibe. I didn't do it though, so that's something. Hi Shawnee, hi Stars, hi Sleepy. Grim, you made Shawnee sad, and I think that means I have to ban you. Hi Tomato. Right, Shawnee? Just like the fastest thing in the world. Oh, no, okay. Shawnee says you can stay, so you can stay. There's something else I was gonna say. Sleepy, use your own command, or somebody else use Sleepy's command, or all of you use Sleepy's command, whichever works. Here's that. Just getting my reference photo up. Thank you, Tomato. And appreciated, nerd. Alright, I do stretchy, I do hydrate. I think about something nice to say to myself. Just because I know it's coming. Yep, there it is.
Oh my god, why can't you just take the freaking compliment?
Doing a stretchy, taking a sippy. Something nice. My outfit is really cute today. Does that count? I'm really happy with my outfit. I think it's cute. I also smell really nice today. Which is true most days, but still. Oh, I can share it right now if you guys want. I took a photo already. I did feed myself. I had a salad with some little mozzarella balls and some grape tomatoes and some pickled beets and a little bit of basil chopped in with the romaine lettuce. And I made a balsamic vinaigrette to put on it. It was yummy, but I did eat it like really fast. I don't know if anybody has gotten an award for shotgunning a salad before, but I think I would win that today because I ate it in like 10 minutes. So, you can do it, Graham. I believe in you. Why did I open my phone? What was I doing? Outfit. That's what I was doing. I remember. Vaguely. Yeah, you guys can have the photo I sent Cap today. Because he got outfit. You guys can also see the thing that's in my hair that doesn't match the outfit, but is still very cute, so. And you can see proof that I ate breakfast in the background of this one, so. Believe in you. Got it. I missed the in for that. Did my VOD finally upload? Yes. Okay. I realized this morning, well, technically last night, that I don't think I'd uploaded the last VOD. And then I realized that it was actually, I hadn't uploaded the last 2 VODs. So I did that this morning. This photo and this photo, I think. None of the ones at the back of my head are like in focus, but that's fine. You can get the vibes. Not like super out of focus, it's just a little out of focus. That's fair, Grim. I figured I figured, but I will still believe in you, even if you think I shouldn't. As if I listened to you and only believed in you when you thought I should, then that would not end up well for either of us, I think. Also, my nose is really runny today. Like, I get that I did modeling last night and I inhaled like a metric ton of charcoal, but can we not? One of the students was also like really sick and coughing a bunch, so I'm concerned that I caught whatever the student had. Okay. I did all the grim tasks. I showed you guys my outfit and my little hairdo dad. This is our first project for the color of the month, which is magenta, if you didn't know. We're gonna make some little lovebirds into a cute little greeting card. And their faces make a little heart. See? And it's gonna be a nice little greeting card. Which, I just got an email from the company that I ordered the greeting cards from. So my order has finally shipped, and I do actually have some tracking information for the like $300 worth of product I ordered, which is good. I was worried about that. But they're also raising their prices. So I ordered that big order like right when I should have. So the pricing that I had figured out is not going to be the same. So I need to do another calculation. I need to do more math. Which, like, I can do it, but why would you do that to me? Just make your prices less. Oh, that would be fun, Bwib. Welcome in. I know. Too much of small business shit is just math. They're like, make your own destiny. Run your own business. You'll be your own boss. But what if I don't want to do math? What if I don't want to do the taxes? What if I just want to look cute? Like... why do I have to work? I say as if I haven't done, like, only work all day today. Don't worry about it. Okay. So the color that we're using for the faces on these guys is not technically accurate, but it's accurate in my heart. So we're gonna stick with that. Because these birds are, like... I looked at a bunch of different colors of lovebirds, and the rosy face ones fit the bill the best. That pun wasn't intentional, but it was a good one, so we'll stick with it. I just lost my train of thought again. I don't know what I was going to say next. I don't know. We're painting birds. Their faces are like more red, but I think doing exactly, Wib, exactly. But they're probably, instead of them being around $5, they're probably going to be closer to $6. But that does include the envelope and the little sticker that comes with it too. So like that's not that far out there. For like a small business greeting card, I don't like it. But I have to like level that out with how much I'm actually spending and blah 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 blah. And I don't want to. Hi Tens! But we're gonna do this. We're gonna make the colors more intense to go with the magenta. So we're probably gonna do like a brighter green for the most part. And yeah. I don't know. That's what we're doing today. I don't know why I keep like talking like I'm gonna come up with something to say. We are also gonna clean this palette, which I've started using the I keep using hair products to make art. I believe Adam prefers milk chocolate, but I do not remember for sure these. But so I use a hair dryer to dry layers in between, right? And I got this like perpetual spray bottle to wet my hair down again, and I've just started using it for art. So like for styling my hair or whatever, but it works so much better than just like the regular spray bottle that I was using. So we're just gonna use it for art now. Because I really don't refresh my hair that often anyway. Ooh, nice. I bet that's really nice, Tomato. That's a good idea. And confirms in my mind that this should stay in the bedroom closet with all my art supplies. Ooh, that white's dead. That's fine. People throughout history. That's been on there for ages, and I think I restuck it like twice. But honestly, I think that Adam would like any chocolate that somebody got for him. Adam just likes little gifties. Which, like, same. Okay. Ah, good, Tens. Yeah, I do need to... Oh, that's something I didn't put on my to-do list that I should have. I'm gonna make a note of that before I forget again. Speaking of preparations, that's what made me think of it. We're in the time where I'm starting to prep vaguely for surgery. So if you guys haven't heard, I'm having major surgery on May 14th. Which means that I need to get all my work like done and ready so that I can actually rest properly. So if you see me like mildly exploding in the background of people's streams and going about how stressed I am and stuff, that's why. Like, it's fine. I just got to be dramatic about it. But so I've already got all of the May Sticker Club stickers printed and packed. And a lot of those, for people who have been a consistent member of my sticker club, are going to go out with the April ones. I have a design planned. Yeah, exactly, Tomato. I just gotta be dramatic about it. I do have a plan for the June sticker. I'm gonna work on getting that designed. I think I'm gonna do a digital design for that one just so that it's a little easier and I don't have to prep the file. But I'll try to get those printed and packed before my surgery. Just so that I don't need to worry about it. But it also means that I need to make a Patreon post about this, because it does mean that the color of the month next month is going to be a little, I don't know the right way to phrase this. It's going to be a little less intense than I've been going with my art. So I promise to do at least 2 pieces of art featuring the color a month. I usually get about 4 in, but I think for May it is going to probably be closer to 2, and it might be smaller pieces, just so that I don't need to freak out about it as much. But that's why I opened this, so I can go make Patreon post about surgery on my little list, so that I don't forget again. I do think that Adam also likes chocolate milk, Shani. I think you're correct on that. Lib likes chocolate milk as well, but they keep it in the house, I know, as a regular thing. No, I got you. I've got you, Tens. It's okay. We got this. But we also get to open a new roll of tape today, because I got tired of carrying my one roll of tape back and forth from the bedroom, so I just bought a second one. You guys probably got some nice crunchy plastic sounds there. No, they do keep chocolate milk in the house, because Adam takes his meds with it, if I remember correctly. Okay. The other thing is, we might do something a little weird with this. And we might do a bunch of, like, once we finish the actual painting, I might do a bunch of just, like, color splatters on the back. Because that's how I've been designing the greeting cards, is on the back of the card I have, like, some color splashes that match the art itself. Just to make it a little, less plain, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But I'm not sure if I want to do that or if I want to keep doing the splashes digitally. And we might just do that on a piece of scratch paper? I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. We're just making it up. It's fine. Yeah, that's fair. With Adam, I mostly trust him to take care of his food unless he's high, because that cream cheese business was bad. And he's never gonna live it down. Like actually, I'm thinking about it. I could actually make today an edible day after I'm done streaming if I want to. Yeah, the cream cheese. When Cap came and tattled on him and said, Katie, you need to show up to stream. Adam's gonna try to eat something bad. And I was like, I'm here. What's happening? Yeah, so there was some moldy cream cheese. And Adam was high and wanted it on his bagel. And like he didn't notice that it was moldy right off, I think was the situation. And then he was like, well, I could just eat it anyway. And we all had to be like, Adam, no. Adam, no. Adam, no. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was a it was not as difficult to convince him as it is to convince Lib. I will give him that. Because I said no, and he said, oh, Katie said no. Okay. I won't eat it. And I was like, okay, good, thank you. Versus me having to shriek at Lib for 15 minutes to get them to not eat something that was going to make their pancreas hurt. Um, okay, so I don't really have a plan for the background of this one. I do know that I want to continue the heart pattern in here because I think that'll make it more obvious, especially with the beats. So we'll probably do like a pink here. Maybe I'll just do some like green blobs around here in the back just to get like a foliage vibe because I don't think it needs to be anything like carved out and specific. Especially not if the birds are in focus. So I think that'll be good. Which potato fiasco? I might have missed that one. There are so many. There are just so many. Yeah, exactly, tomato. Because I do have like the stick here that I've for them to sit on and all that kind of stuff. So I think that'll be fine. In the actual reference photo that I have, they're in some sort of enclosure, so the background is really boring. Oh, I see. Yeah, I haven't seen that one. I don't... If I ever visit Liv and Adam, I don't think I'm going to let them feed me. Honestly. But I think our starting level here is to put our base colors down. I also think I want to lighten up the pencil a little bit right through here. Which my mutable eraser's in the other room. Which that would be the right choice, but I don't want to get up, so we're just gonna use this. Yeah, Adam seems like a good cook, but there are many questionable cooking practices. They also don't, like, neither of them preheat the oven, which is wild to me. I also have, like, just some schmutz around here. Let's just lighten you up a little bit, and maybe I'll regret it, and maybe I won't. We'll find out. I do want to lighten up, because around the eyes is very light, so I'll lighten up here. Yeah, I know, Shawnee. I know. Me too. Although I will say this is another good thing I've done lately. I've cleaned up my room so much, which is part of the surgery prep, because I didn't want to have to worry about like not having space since I'm going to be in bed a lot. Because having a room be messy when I'm in bed a lot makes me like feel really jittery and off. Which it's just overstim. Like I know that it's just overstim. So I'm almost completely done cleaning my room. I got the entire closet cleaned out because we had a bunch of stuff from an old roommate in there. So I got all of that cleaned out. I've got all my clothes put away. All the furniture I've been putting together was to put in the closet so that I could actually put all my clothes away instead of just having them in like baskets at the end of the bed where there isn't really room because it's a small room. So it's good. It's good. I've been vacuuming the floor once a week. Who is she? Ooh, something else that I'm going to need to keep an eye on while I'm doing this painting is my glasses have a blue light filter on them, which makes the colors a lot warmer. So I need to remember to take my glasses off and check the colors as I'm working. Which I don't think will really be a problem, but that is something I need to stay cognizant of. Thank you, everybody. One of the things, so if you don't know, I broke my ankle at one point. Hi, Al! And one of the good things about that, one of the things that I was very happy about, is I had just cleaned a bunch of the house because my dad was coming to visit. So I actually knew where all of my stuff was, and there was like clear space for me to use my crutches on. It was really good. So when I was getting ready for surgery, like thinking about it, like, oh, what do I need to do? I was like, clean your room, clean your room, clean your room. I'm pretty sure all birds are sex birds. Isn't that why they call it the birds and the bees? I think maybe birds are ace-phobic. Okay, the beaks on these guys aren't like super yellow, but I think we're gonna make them pretty yellow because I wanna. Oh, I see. Okay, because they do have like a little dark under beak and then a little dark on the tips here, but we'll lay in some yellow and go from there. And I did kind of already pick warm gray for the eyes because that's what I already did, so. Which maybe I wanted to lighten up the pencil around the beaks too, but it's too late now. We made our decision. Yeah, I was joking about that the other day, Al, because I said some cursed shit in Sleepy's stream. And somebody was like, why are we talking about this? And I was like, you boo me, but I would be a revered philosopher if I was in ancient Greece. Oh, it was day for aces recently. You're right. We love aces here. Hi, Bean! Okay, so they have kind of like dark underbeak and then like a little bit of a dark line there. Yay, burbs! Hopefully this one's going to be a greeting card. I might also make this a sticker just because I think it would be cute. Not for June, maybe for July. We'll see. Oh, I saw a little clip of the Hello Kitty game. It looked really cute. Excellent. Yep. Okay, I need to leave. Ooh, do I want to... No, I don't. I answered my own question. Don't worry about it. I'm going to do like a light pink, I think, to block this in. I need to be careful next to the beak because it will pull color because it's still wet. But I think we can deal with that. did change how close they are standing together from the original reference photo I grabbed. I did also have a reference photo that was two birds like with their backs and then their tails crossed in the bottom, and they also made a heart shape. I'm not sure where that one went, but we might be making two lovebird cards, honestly. Like, because like when it doesn't hurt to have a mix, you know, and then I could pick which one I liked better. But also, it would be kind of cute if I had them kissing on the front and then, like, yes, it's a different pose, but then had their backs on the back that also made a heart. That would be pretty cute. And I do think that these would make nice little Valentine's cards too. They're multi-purpose, you know? I did ask on Tumblr if people still use postcards, and it reached outside of my usual sphere, so people started getting mean, so I ignored them because, like, whatever. Yeah, I'm not, so far I haven't been printing anything on the inside of the cards. I've been leaving them blank because it's like a lot of extra money to print on the inside. And also I like having blank greeting cards because then you can use it for whatever, you know, so it's not like specified to one single time or one single event. But yeah, so I might also be adding postcards. I think postcards will be good if I start selling at markets up here, because pretty much the majority of the notes said that people use them when they're traveling. Like, they'll pick them up when they're traveling to send to people. So I think it's kind of like a tourist situation, which part of the point of selling at markets is to get that sweet, sweet tourist money, which is also why we've been doing more Alaska art. So I think doing some postcards, which are also cheaper than greeting cards, just to get printed, will be good for that. But I don't know if I would add them to my shop or not. So if anybody has a strong opinion on that, you should let me know. Yeah, it was one specific person in the tags of that, and I didn't block them or anything, but they were like, these are stupid options in this poll. And I was like, have you considered that perhaps the poll wasn't meant for you? Oh, maybe Al. I don't know. The paper I chose for the cards is pretty nice, but I don't know how it would stand up to doing like proper art, especially not watercolor art. But yeah, somebody was just like mildly jerky in the notes, and it's not that big a deal, but I saw it and was like, Yeah, pretty much. They were like, because I made a jokey response for the no. So it was my poll. It's still going on Tumblr, I believe. I think Shani reblocked it like yesterday or something. But it was basically like, do you buy postcards? Yes, I buy them to send in the mail. No, yes, I buy them as mini prints. Or no, I've never heard of postcards. I didn't know they were still around. And like, obviously that's a joke, and I don't think that person understood that it was a joke. I think they were offended that there wasn't just a no option. It's like, okay, cool story, bro. Not my problem. You could have just scrolled past it if you didn't like it. So I don't think they were like actively trying to be mean, but it definitely came across as mean. Yeah, fair, Al. I guess I just don't really do just like pencil art a lot, is why my immediate thought was watercolor stuff. I also think that toe is too long. I think that's accurate to the actual reference, but I don't like the way it looks, so we're changing it. I may regret that later. We'll find out. Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, I'm sorry that you didn't understand this was a joke. Do you need nap time? Do you want an appy juice? Will that make you feel better? If you have a good nap, you can have one gummy worm. Like, I don't know. Some people, I don't know if they, like, don't think that the OP is looking at the notes for something, or if they think that that's, like, an appropriate way to respond to a stranger, or what, but it's like, can you guys, like, think for half a second and, like, not be a jerk? Is that a possibility for you? Apparently not. I do think I'm just gonna, like, fade stuff out on the edges. If I can let myself do that, because I try so hard all the time. But I think having, like, a fade out where the bleed is going for the greeting card will be helpful. Because that was an issue I had with the other art that I made that wasn't specifically for greeting cards. So but I will want to render that fully on the edges, I need to remember. Yeah, exactly. And I don't block as liberally on, like, my art Tumblr as I do on my personal one, which they're connected, so it does, like, one influences the other. But I tend to not be as quick to block on my quote-unquote professional account. Especially not for just somebody being kind of rude. But I don't know. As I often say, the real curse is having to live like that. So they're their own worst problem. Yeah, agreed, Shawnee. I do also, like, block very liberally because, like, it's my house and I get to decide who's allowed in my house. Especially since a lot of the gross people on Tumblr will just, like, remake their account once they get banned for being gross. So you need to, like, keep up on, like, the little turf circles and the little Nazi circles, because they remake so often that you need to pay attention. Hey, Cat! Yeah, agreed, Sleepy. Thank you, Shawnee. Okay. I need to decide what I want to do for the base color of the green, because they are lighter on their stomachs and then it kind of fans out into a darker. So I might start with, like, a yellow tone on the stomachs, and then maybe, like, a darker green tone on the outside that I can build on with a darker green. I do want to do sap green for these guys, but I might do a different color sap green than what I have on my palette, just because that one's a little bit darker. I did bring all of my other watercolors into the other room. No, actually, I think this is good. I think that'll be fine. I will do a hydrate, thank you. And I will do a stretchy. Hydrate accomplished, doing a stretchy. What was I saying? Oh, I brought my other watercolors, like the beam ones, into the other room because I've been doing, I think I told you guys I was going to do this, little snowflakes in different colors and new roses to make the ceiling stickers for the greeting cards. So I laid out a lot, because I used a stencil for the snowflake just because that was easier. But I laid all those out, so I've been painting those every once in a while when I have a second. I've got like 3 done, but each sheet, I calculated it. If I remember correctly, each sheet has 128 slots on it, so that I can have 128 different colors to pick from. I'm not excessive, you are. So I'm going through and doing the same colors for both of those mostly. Although I will end up doing the same colors that I did for the original rose stickers. I'll want to do those for the snowflakes, so there might be a little bit of difference between them. But that's so funny, Tens. What did they do? Like, what did they try? Okay, I was doing yellow and that's what I decided. But I might do a green by mixing two things. I mean, Adobe deserves to get blasted. Like, I don't think that's a question. They have shitty business practices and they're assholes and they keep quote unquote accidentally using AI assets for their ads. So they can get fucked. Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know why exactly we started blasting them, but I'm down. This one has these thummy more out, so it should go here. I did also, from my reference image, add a tail to this one because even though it wasn't there in this angle, it felt wrong for it to not have a tail when this one had a tail. I don't know. One of the things that they don't tell you about art is that sometimes doing things exactly correct and realistic to the reference image you're using feels less realistic because our brains want it to be something else. So you have to like change it to make it match more with the brain idea instead of reality. Also have a hair right there. Get out of there. And yeah, so people are like, well, you just copy stuff, right? And I'm like, no, you don't understand. Yep. Mm-hmm. Okay. Remembering to look at things without my glasses. Also, I do need to do progress photos too. I'll do that after I get these base colors down. It's so green. This is such a good green color. It's like slime. And I love it. I do think I unintentionally made a little bit of a tangent line there, but we're fixing it. It's fine. There we go. That's better. Do I have anything else to say? I don't know. Oh, we talked about this last time. I finished the new Hunger Games book. And it did not, like, some of the stuff that I suspected was confirmed within like the first two chapters, and some of it was obscured on purpose, and some of it didn't show up at all. So I get to keep my headcanons. My Blorbo did not appear in the book even once, so I get to keep making up whatever I want for her. Yeah, exactly. Key lime. A little zesty. But they did do something specifically to obscure the tuberculosis thing that I was thinking, which I don't think, it does not change my mind that I'm correct about that. It says to me that Snow was covering his ass the whole time so that people thought it was going to be something else. The new book is for Haymitch's games, so it's the 50th Quarter Quell. So the original trio is Katniss and Peeta in the 74th and 75th Hunger Games. The book that was out before this one was following Snow when he was a teenager, so when he was like 16 to 18-ish. And so this one is in the middle. Yeah, exactly, Sleepy. And I do think that just because we've seen with the early book in the timeline, I know this gets confusing versus the like original trilogy. We're going Star Wars with this shit, I guess. Um but because we've seen stuff from Snow's point of view, we kind of know how he thinks a little bit, or at least did when he was a teenager. And so I do think that he would do something that kind of nuts and poison himself on purpose multiple times so that people thought that's why he was ill. Um, versus having a disease from the districts, you know. So I'm still fully on board with my headcanon, and I do think that it is supported in the text, so. Oh, thanks, Tens. I go look. Yeah, it's like all those is it cake things. That's good. Yeah, the disgusted girl meme is so good, honestly. Okay. I keep getting spam calls today, and they're all from the same number. Oh, you know what? Something else nice I could have said about myself. You guys can have a freebie. I guess technically I did too for what when Grim Regine did too. I made a phone call today of my own free will, kind of. Because it was the only way to get a thing sorted instead of making life more difficult for the workers in the area. So I called instead of just not calling and making everything more difficult for everybody. Even though the thing that happened wasn't my fault. It wasn't their fault either, but, you know. Going over my lines a little bit. I did like a very loose sketch for this one. I didn't do my usual like triple down on various textures and stuff. Because usually I'll go over a sketch at least 3 times. But I think Sleepy is always after tomatoes everything, honestly. And Sleepy, you know if you want your chances increased for getting a cookie, you should be a good soup, right? Because bad soups don't get any cookies. Yeah, I don't think calling somebody a son of a bitch will get you a cookie. Just saying. But maybe I should have lightened up the pencil lines more. I don't think it's bad to see the pencil lines through, because I feel like it makes it feel more artsy, you know? Well, that would be different than Al, but this is not our Sleepy. Okay, progress photo, like I said I was gonna do. Yeah, Sleepy doesn't bake, but they do shove as much cake as they can in their mouth. And you can take that any number of ways and it will still be true. Okay. I do think I want to do like a lighter, quick background situation just so that I remember where I want things to go. Because figuring out the color for that will help with the 4 color and like getting the kind of concept down. Yeah, exactly, Al. We were talking on Matto's stream today about how, well, I said specifically, I started this. They were talking about donuts, and I said that all donuts come pre-gaped, which is true. And then Sleepy made a joke about frosting, so. I'm right. And that's why Matto didn't, like, yell at me or anything. As if Matto would ever yell at somebody, but you know what I mean? Matto just read it and, like, paused for, like, 30 seconds. Like, you know what, Katie? And I was like, I'm right. And Matto was like, yeah. And I was like, mm-hmm. Okay. The next question is, do I just want to do the pink here so that the heart shape is clear, or do I want to do like a big heart? I think just the heart shape here is cute. Yeah, Sleepy said that they weren't going to enlarge that emote after they had enlarged Blanc's cursed foot emote. So I just want to say I was the one who was behaving in the situation. Let me just put a little pink in here and see what I think. Thinking for thinking. Yeah, but I hate that foot one. At some point, I'm going to need to gigantify my moist emote in there. Not like this emote is not mine. It is one that I possess because I sub to the channel who has it. I do that in lib stream sometimes because they really don't like it and it's funny. So yeah, I think just like the little bit of pink back there makes it more obvious that it's a heart. Here, I will show you guys my moist emote. There used to be a big version of it where you could put 4 of them together. Like 4 emotes together to make a very big moist, but she removed that. Fun fact, I've never been to that streamer's stream ever. I just subbed her entirely because her emotes are good. Her emotes are so great. The what the fuck one I use all the time. Like, this is me when I wake up in the morning and I'm trying to adjust to existence. It's just such a good emote. I love that one. I guess I want a bigger brush for background work. And maybe I run a different green for that. Why did you have to do that, Cap? I didn't want to see it again. No, I will not. You can't make me. Because I did have a little thing with things in it, you know. Yeah, here it is. Oh, there isn't as many things in there. But it is splattered from when we did everything in this area is splattered with orange and pale blue from when we did that for the quilt fabric. Let me clean you out a little bit, buddy. I'm gonna pull out another green, I think, from my palette, or from my paints that is not on my palette, is what I mean. I know how to speak words. Because then I'll just use that one for the background to differentiate it a little bit. I'm sure you do, Sleepy. I'm not at all surprised by that, honestly. Okay. I'm not sure which green this is. It's already in here. Let's look. That's a good green. That might be Cascade. so excited to like actually have a desk where I can have places to put things away instead of just having 35 random ass stacks. That's Appetite. I have that on my palette already. That's Sap Green. I have that on my palette. You are not what I want. What else have I got? There's Undersea. And then there's one more little guy in here somewhere. You guys want to see the baby ruler? Look at how cute it is. It's so little. Baby ruler. It lives in here because I don't know where else to put it. Up, 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 and down. There's purple. I don't want purple right now. Should be in here somewhere, but where exactly? Nobody knows. There's more blue. There's black. Here you are. There you are. Found you. I mean, compared to my other rulers, this is the littlest one. That's what I mean. I might have one that's 4 inches also, but I don't know where that one is. But the majority of my rulers are 12 inches or longer. So for a ruler, it is small. For other things, it is not small, because that's how different things work. I don't know if you knew that, but some things have different sizes. Alright, have a good lurk, Ted. Like something that might be big for its purpose might be small for something else's purpose. Ooh, drive safe. Let me see which green this is. Okay, not that green. So I think that one's Cascade Green. So we'll slap some of this in here too. No, please don't. Yeah, I know, Sleepy. But you think I'm going to, like, miss an opportunity to talk down to you in a way that I know that you like? Okay. That's part of the point. Okay. Deciding what I'm doing, and the answer is I don't know, but we're just gonna go for it anyway. Only if I've earned it. You just do it for the sake of doing it, it's not as good. We may just go like, I don't know, one layer at this and see how we feel in the future. I do want it to be like pretty soft, chill background. Not something that's super carved out. But I also need to be careful to not wet this paper too much around where I already put color down, so. Alright, see you in a few. Okay. Elastic goes bad so fast. It's wild. I showed everybody my quote little ruler, which is 8 inches long because that's small for a ruler, right? And so Sleepy made a joke about it not being small. And I was like, Sleepy, sometimes things that are a small size or a big size for one thing are different than the size for another thing. So 8 inches for a ruler is small, but that might not be true for other things. I think I also have a 4-inch ruler somewhere, but the 8-incher is just exactly the right size to sit in all my stuff and be so small and cute versus the 18-inch ruler I have in my bedroom. I have to split my art supplies between different rooms because I don't have a proper desk. So someday soon, but probably not this summer like I was planning on because I'm getting an organ removed, so. Ooh, good luck with washing dishes. Yeah. There is definitely, I don't remember if it was like a TikTok or what, where a woman is holding up a yardstick to her arm and being like, all of those romance novels, how is that fitting? How is that fitting? Like, that's bigger than my arm. So. Yeah, gnomes are yiddle. It's true. My last D&D character was a gnome. I don't know what I'm gonna make mine this time, actually. Like, I have the concept. I haven't decided the rest of it. No, I don't think so anyway. At least not in my memory, but that doesn't mean anything, honestly. Because my memory is not the most reliable thing in the world. Yeah. I only have the one, which I guess technically that campaign could be qualified as petered out, but I don't think anybody would count like over 2 years as petering out. We just didn't really finish the story as the the DM had intended. Because when I said that I couldn't do the campaign anymore, everybody else dipped too. Oh, that's cool, Al. I always forget about the mushroom people. That's fun. Good luck with whatever you're doing, Al. Yeah, I remember you telling me about that cat. Yeah, my legs are sore today. It's almost like I sat in the same position for 3 hours yesterday or something. Wonder how that happened. It's because I did. I had work. I almost finished a Warrior Cats book. Finished it last night because I only had like half a chapter left, which I'll just hit the table. Since it's a Warrior Cats book, the chapters aren't super long. Yeah, apparently my brother is playing a Kenku in one of his games. He's got multiple games going, but I didn't know he was, and that's interesting. They seem pretty cool. It's not something that I think I'd want to play, at least not right now, but it's an interesting concept. I think it's cool that, like, I don't know, the D&D verse has expanded a bit to what people are playing. Yeah. I just like seeing people who do things that are different, you know? Which is why, like, even though I wasn't planning on playing D&D again, I still enjoy seeing, like, people's character ideas and stuff like that, because it's always cool to see what people are doing, you know? I think I'm gonna take a quick break, which means I'm gonna run some ads. It'll be 3 minutes, and then I'll be back. Um, but everybody should take the chance to, go get a drink, go get a snack, get up and do a little stretchy, go look at something that's farther away from your face than your screen is right now, all that jazz, and then we will meet back here in 3, all right?
Cold fire tonight and head slow. Iron eyes and lit to hide the gallows. The crowd stood out on bottles in the back and the red robe. Bottles in the back and the red robe. I saw him down. 2 knocks at the door and he hit the ground. One last breath, well, I suppose, and the beat goes, and the beat goes, and the beat goes. Unbroken strangers filled with blind hope, purge the thing with feathers made of red smoke. So sun bleeds down on all the tangled rivers and the loaded guns, all the tangled rivers and the loaded guns. I shot him down. 2 knocks at the door and he hit the ground. One last breath, well, I suppose, and the beat goes, and the beat goes, and the beat goes. The sun goes black as the cello plays the kind of cinematic swell that makes the critics say, if only we made something out of nothing for a quiet grave, something out of nothing for a quiet grave. I shot him down. 2 knocks at the door and he hit the ground. One last breath, well, I suppose, and the beat goes, and the beat goes, and the beat goes, and the beat goes.
All right, I'm back. You should be back too. Welcome back, everybody. Ooh, those both sound delicious. And honestly, using like the frozen pre-breaded chicken is just like smart. We do that too. What time does she get on you? There we go. No, you don't belong on the painting. Thank you. I don't remember what we're having for dinner. My brother is cooking something because that's how it always works, but I don't remember what exactly the plan is for today. Yeah, for sure, Shani. One of my like go-to quote-unquote lazy meals, which like it isn't really that lazy, but whatever, is rice, frozen veg, and then some like pre-cooked chicken sausages. Throw that into the rice cooker and just send it. And then by the time the rice is cooked, the sausages are warm and the veg is thawed, and then you get a nice little one pot meal with minimal effort for when you don't feel like eating, but you know you gotta. Which, let's be real, is most of my life. We were talking about this on Matto's stream today too, where both Matto and I get bored of eating. Like, the physical act of eating is just boring, and I don't like it, and I don't want to have to do it. Yeah, the chicken sausages have gotten expensive. The one, well, like the brand that we used to use, have gotten expensive enough that it's not like a cheap meal anymore, but it is one that I like. And I always flavor the rice with some, instead of just using water, I use bouillon. So that just amps up your rice a little bit with like minimal effort. I don't know. Just eating is stupid. When I was a kid, we were promised like entire meals in pill form so that I wouldn't have to actually eat ever. Where is that? I want that. Okay, I think I'm gonna let this dry just a little bit, and then we're gonna go over it with a wet brush and smear everything together a little bit. And then I think that will be about what I want, where it's just kind of like the vibe of foliage, but not actual foliage, you know? Hint of foliage. The LaCroix of foliage. Yeah. And then I want to blur it more on the sides, like the edges. But that's good. Do need to let it dry a little bit first. And I will want to mess with the pink that's back there too. Hi, Adam! We were talking about you earlier, Adam. I don't know if your ears were burning. What do I want to approach first? The answer is, I don't know. Because, let me see if I remember correctly, Adam. Yeah, about you, Adam, because we love you. Do you, I'm seeing if I remember correctly, do you use chocolate milk to take your medication? Like you and Lib do that, right? I just want to see if I remembered correctly. I'm gonna add a little bit of color in around the eyes. I don't want that to be like pure white. I also don't want it to be really distracting. You know? Ah, okay, okay. So I kind of remembered is the answer. On vaguely the right track. Oh, actually, I should check the shipping information for your candy, now that I think about it. Because it got delayed a little bit. Okay. I was like, I'm pretty sure you like chocolate milk. And I remember you guys saying that you use... One of you uses it to take your meds with. Yes, Lib likes the coffee milk. I remember this. I have so many tabs open on my phone. Just like this. I can't help it. Oh, interesting. It says that it's still in pre-shipment, which I don't think is correct. So we'll see. We might end up getting a refund for that. Smart, Shawnee. We don't really keep chocolate syrup in the house anymore. I have some caramel syrup because I'm more likely to use that. Oh, interesting, Sneaky. I feel like that would be good for smoothies, wouldn't it? I'm trying to decide where I want to start on this. Yeah, it's looking like maybe we want to refund it and try again. And it says if it doesn't arrive by tomorrow, like if it doesn't arrive tomorrow, we can go back for a refund. So I might do that and then reorder it. Especially if it still says like pre-shipment, because that's nothing. So. Ah, fair, Sleepy. I think maybe I'll just work on the beaks. That feels approachable at the moment. This reference image doesn't show the bird nostrils, so I'm guessing the bird nostrils are in a different spot on these birds, but I don't really know. I want to add just like a tiny bit of pink. I say tiny bit of pink and then I add like 6 tons of pink. Just make a little bit of an orangey vibe up here. I tried spraying all of my pigments just to make them like a little gooier so that I can pick more pigment up, and I'm realizing that I'm not used to doing it that way, so I'm making a mess. It's fine. I tried doing that with the beam paints yesterday for working on the snowflakes a little bit, and that helped with them because they're in like a very specific kind of container. Yeah, I think adding a little pink to that was the call. I also think the highlight on this guy should be right here. And keep covering it up. Not, like, I don't know. I feel mildly out of my depth with this just because, like, that didn't stop me from doing it clearly. But I don't look at birds that much. Birds freak me out. I have bird fear. So I just, I don't know. I have not considered the shape of a bird very often in my life, I think. Yeah, I have bird fear. I have since I was little. Consider verb. One of the things about like being an artist in general, and this is true of like a lot of different hobbies or artistic professions or whatever you want to call it, once you start doing them, you see things around you different constantly. So, like, when I'm looking at things in public, I'm like, look at those shadow shapes. Look at the shape that makes. What colors would I use to do that? And you can't turn it off, or at least I have not been able to turn it off. Maybe you're better at that than I am. I don't know. But I think it's the same with like music and stuff where you're listening to stuff. Because like my brother does sound mixing for his church, and he'll be listening to something and he'll be like, this sound mix sucks. I would fix it like this, kind of a thing. It's like, I just think that's how being creative gets you, you know? I think I want to do like a yellowery, that's a word, for the belly. These guys also look so fuzzy. I think we're gonna end up going over with like a lot of little lines for the texture. Kind of like we did for, well, I guess you guys didn't see me do most of that, but kind of like the situation for the forget-me-nots. And I need to remind myself that these birds don't have to match exactly because they're two different birds. So if the colors are a little bit different, that's good actually. But this is about the right color for those. Like for the mid-tone for these, and then I can do a darker for shadows. Oh geez, Al, that's a lot. Yeah, exactly, Shawnee. It's definitely like an actor thing too, I think, in that regard. Yeah, same, Tomato. Like, I get so focused on it that I don't realize I'm staring at something really hard, and somebody's like, "Are you good?" And I'm like, "Huh? I was in the land of the shapes. We're fine." I do think once we get these colors to where I want them, I'm gonna smudge a little bit when we do the lines between the colors, just so that it's not such a hard delineation. I was thinking about this last night, because I did modeling last night, like I mentioned, and it was the last session of a 3-class period pose, so I did the same pose for 3 class periods in a row, so the students had 3 class periods to work on the same drawing. And they hung them out in the hallway last night because that was the last one. And I was like, should I? Is it cool if I post these in the Discord? Like, I don't mind people seeing me. Maybe I should do it with like a spoiler tag or something, or like double check with stars to see if that makes her uncomfortable. But like, it's art. It's art of me. And like, yeah, I'm naked, but whatever. I don't care. But other people might care. I don't know. I need to accept in my heart that the colors are not going to match the reference, and we intended that, and it's okay. But it's going to make me freak out every single time. Because I want to do some more magenta in here. Gotta make it the color, otherwise this doesn't count. I'll feel better once I get the eyes rendered too. Because, like, just the flat eyes always makes it look so freaking dead. So streaky. Thank you. Still pretty early on, but we'll get there. That's better. I should have just used a bigger brush. That was the issue. You don't need to apologize for that, Adam. I'm happy to just exist in the same time sphere as you, you know? What are you sewing, though? Yeah, you guys never need to apologize for, like, lurking or being quiet or whatever. It's all good. I'm just glad you decided to spend some time with me. Oh my god, Sleepy. That's how you know it's a really bad day. I definitely, yesterday, I was so cranky yesterday. If I was mean to you yesterday, I'm so sorry. I was so bitchy yesterday. I don't think I really was that bad to anybody. I'm usually pretty good about that, but it definitely was one of those days. I threw a little toddler tantrum before I left for work. I stood there while I was getting dressed and I stomped my little feet and clenched my little fists and then put on my adult face and went to go to work. Oh, excellent. I actually have some patches I need to figure out what I want to sew them on too, because Cap got me some. And I used to have like a canvas style purse, but I don't use that anymore. I need to decide what else they should go on. And then I could just buy more patches because obviously I need more. I am running out of pin space on my current purse though. I may need to make myself like a pin pendant or something. Okay. We're getting there, we're getting there. As I kept telling the students, you only don't like it because it's not done yet. Okay, let's smear this. What's the next step here? I will end up needing to, I think, push stuff closer to the birds once they're fully rendered. Think an oiter. I'll think an oiter. Ah, good. I haven't found like a jean jacket that I like that also fits me. Because I don't know if you guys knew this about me, but I have a lot of cleavage and I'm not a thin person. So finding a jean jacket that will actually fit me is like a task. I really want one of the like cropped ones because I think those look cute on me, but they haven't been making those for fat bitches lately, which is rude. I may end up doing another wash of green over the top of this the background specifically. Try and like not even it out a little bit, but push it back farther. We'll see. I'll finish the birds and see what I think. Or maybe I'll decide partway through finishing the birds and just do it. Yeah, there is some of that around. Need to do a hydrate. Doing a hydrate. Hello, welcome in. What would you like me to call you? Astral? Astral system. Got it. It took me way longer than that. Do you want to be astral? Is that what you want? Let me know. But welcome in. Okay, I did the hydrate, Shawnee, in case you didn't see. I did dink my oiters. Astral he, him. Alright, I will do my best to remember that. Thank you for letting me know. I just had some, like, clumps of paper. I don't know why my paper is acting up, but it sure is. I don't want to have to do lead again. I did my time in the mines. Man, I haven't thought about that in a while, though. At one point in high school, me and one of my friends, I don't remember which friend it was anymore, but we made like a little basic program that did, like transferred a regular string of text into LeetSpeak. I wonder if I still have that file somewhere. I probably don't. Because that was on the ancient family computer. If you know, you know. The dark days of the internet. And everything you did was on the family computer. Yeah, that's great. I really appreciate that, Astral. We do also have a pronoun extension that I use, so you can put that in, even if you don't want to use the extension yourself. You can just set your pronouns, and then other people who use the program or the app thing can see. I think if you do exclamation point pronoun, that's what I did for it. Maybe it was pronouns. I should make it both. There we go. Yeah, there's the extension. Thank you. I'm working, so I do a project that's called Color and Focus, where my patron supporters get to vote on what color I'm going to be focusing on for a month. And this month's color is magenta, so that's what we're focusing on here. Thanks, Johnny. And I'm realizing that this is like, I think my sun changed. We've gotten kind of dark here. If I do that, is that too much? Oh goodness, that's so much. Okay. Wanna let me actually change that, buddy? There we go. I think that's a little bit better. You're welcome to if you'd like to. Like that's me. This is based off of my actual face. I do also have a vague persona character now that I can show you. Hang on, I still have those on here. That's me. That's my little character. The one that's right above my PNG tuber's head is the one that my boyfriend Kat made me. He also made this PNG tuber. And then the one on the other side there, the cute little guy, Tomato in chat, made that for me. And that's also an emote. It's my please emote. Because it's so cute. And that's me. And going, please? Please? Yeah, and Tomato also did Cap, who is my boyfriend. That's him. And he is also an emote. He's the stare emote where he's blinking judgmentally at you. And I think Tomato still has some commission slots open for the little guys if you're interested in them. Yep, good luck, Tens. I know how that goes. You guys are like right up next to it though for con prep. I need to let that magenta dry before I do anything else there. And I love that the camera is like not picking up the magenta correctly, but that's fine. It's almost like this webcam wasn't made to stream art. Who would have thought? What do we want to work on? Let's work on feets. Let's work on their little peats. Little peats, little peats. Ooh, I'll just throw that around, it's fine. I'm clumsy today. Like, isn't a big deal, but it does annoy me. Let's get some of the basic shadows in there to get started. Because we are going to be adding a lot of texture to this stuff, so it's going to be a process. Oh, yeah. That's actually why I have the color that I have for my username, because nobody else has that color. And it's not similar to any of the colors of the bots for the channels that I mod in. Because a lot of times I've noticed that streamers who I mod for will skip my message if my color is similar to whatever bot they use, because it has the sword in the same color, right? So they just assume it's like a bot message in their head. Yeah. Which is why I have like the coral color. Oh my god, you guys, it's snowing again. This should be illegal, actually. They should be allowed to fight God. I don't want any more snow. I'm ready. If you couldn't tell by my outfit today with all the strawberries, I'm ready for it to be not winter. Yes, I absolutely do, Sleepy. Put it on the calendar. Like, I get that I live in Alaska, but also, can we not? Please? I don't wanna. I don't even have to, like, actually shovel the driveway or anything, so really it's not that bad for me. But still, I don't wanna. I want spring. I mean, we don't really have spring, we have breakup, but I want it to not be snow anymore so I can wear whatever shoes I want. Yeah, exactly. That's just how I am this month, apparently. It's just me being dramatic about things that actually aren't that big a deal. Which is probably just because I'm stressed about various things that I have no control over. But that's like thinking about it too much, you know? Being logical, nah, that's not the vibe. Yeah, I'm in charge of shoveling the steps, and I probably should do that, especially with as many packages as I have coming in. But also, I don't want to. Oh, good luck with your meeting. I will say spraying the pigment, even though it was difficult with the bigger brushes, makes the tiny brushes a lot easier. Because it's hard to pick up pigment if it's not already moistened with these. Because they're just so small. They're just teeny tiny little guys. Tiny little feet. Little feet. Little feet. Little feet. Yes, this is true. Whose stream did I make that joke in? Was it yours, Sleepy? You don't gotta get moist if you stay moist, you know? I don't think I want to deepen those up yet. I might add like a little bit of like actual black to it though. Near the end of this process, we'll see.
I love your goopy wiener.
Thank you. You also need to remember to actually render the branch at some point, because that feels like something I'll probably forget. Maybe I should do a limited time Goopy Wiener sticker. Would you guys be into that? I'm considering doing like limited time stickers, not because I like that idea of limited time only stuff, but because that means that I don't have to worry about keeping it in stock forever. Welcome back, Cap, and you're allowed to zone out. But we talked niceties about you while you were zoned out.
I'd like to return to the classics.
Which I know is a shock. I never talk niceties about you ever. You also miss me singing a little Pete song, I guess. Which you've heard plenty before, I think, so. Again, not a big loss for you. Yeah. Well, you've been working really hard, hun. And you've been having like a difficult time with like 35,000 different things. In addition to pumping out art all the time. So, like, you're allowed to rest. And I know that you know that, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I do need to work on. I need to put that on my to-do list too. I need to start thinking about our next project here for this color, which I do have something on the docket. I just haven't gotten the sketch solidified yet. I do think that I need to make these beaks darker in general, or like under them more, I guess. Just because they look, and I know they're like pale on the reference image, but they look kind of lackluster next to the super bright magenta. So I think upping the ante on those is the right call. Yeah, little bird kisses. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I think warming up the yellow a bit is the right call, because we are gonna need to add some more dark color on the edges as well. And that's a little better. Well, I definitely just dipped the back end of the brush and not the brush end of the brush into the water. I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. Oh, thanks, Sleepy. Yeah, just doing some like vague shapes.
There will come soft rains in time when you are gray and older. Not a single cloud will know the burdens we have shouldered.
Ooh, yeah. It's a little greener in person than I think it's showing up on stream, but it does kind of have that vibe when I look at it on screen. Like those kind of colors. Okay, this guy has way more defined feathers in my reference image because we can actually see his wing. So we're gonna carve some of that out now. Instead of just doing like swipies like I did over there. I also need to remember that the card that I ordered that had the looser watercolor style I don't like as much because it looks kind of blurry just because of the way that the style of the painting itself is. So I need to try to like remember that I didn't like that and try to define this a little bit better so that I do like it. Not that I dislike the other one, but it does look a bit different. Looks so much less saturated on stream, except for the magenta. It's gonna be another one where I do like 35,000 layers of color on it. Me, I can just do like a sloppy style. It'll be fine, my brain. No, actually, that's illegal. I'll spend 35 million years on this. Thank you. I think we're getting there. It's still just in like that in-between stage where I'm like, ew, it looks disgusting, but that's just because it's not done yet, and I know that. Ooh, the colors aren't right. That's because you aren't finished layering the colors, brain. It's fine. Calm down. Yep. You need to figure out how I'm gonna do the same kind of texture in the magenta, because I did make that like really, really intense right off the bat.
You're doing amazing, sweetie.
Thank you. Oh yeah, I need to rebug Cap about those sound alerts, because I'm gonna replace some of them. And I think especially for that one, you guys will appreciate my reaction if we get Cap to do that one. Yeah. I didn't write that one down on my to-do list, so I didn't nag anybody about it. I know Al has been thinking about the one I asked him to do. to be fair, I'm not like overly concerned about when those happen. It's just one of those things that's on my brain, but only when I think about it at the right time, you know? Such is the way. Neck has been popping a lot lately. Maybe I need to use my realignment pillow today. So what time is it? Okay, we've been streaming for 2 hours. That's not too shabby. Okay. Thank you. It's gonna be one of those ones where just I do like a bunch of lines and eventually it looks like something, but in between it looks like nothing. Because that's the same way that I did the Forget Me Nots too. So almost all the shading on these is just a bunch of tiny little lines in a variety of colors until it builds up to look 3D. Hi BP! But it takes so long. It takes so long. That's the same as the iris. Do I still have that greeting card out here? I think that I do. I just gave myself a paper cut. That's great. Love that for me. The same way that I did the bearded iris too. Yeah, here it is. Which is harder to see, like in this level of detail. But like all of it is just tiny lines, and I did like a bajillion layers. Until it got to the color I wanted. And this is watercolor. Getting watercolor to this kind of depth of color takes like so much pigment. So the original painting for this one has sold, but if you look at it, there's so much pigment on it that like the page is shiny. It'll take a while, but we'll get there. I do think that I need to deepen up the feet still. I do want to do probably more on the beak. I might have an answer for you, BP. Yeah, for sure. Without knowing any other information, I will say cat. Oh, wait, it's for your Legos, isn't it? Yeah, do the cat. I double down on my decision now that I know what I'm saying. Yes, everybody, thank you for fingering Matto's butt emote. Yeah. Oh, Adam, have you, if you're still here, and you don't need to answer if you're busy with your sewing, but have you decided about your Lego cat yet? I know BP got you one. Good combo, Shawnee. Okay, cool. Thanks, BP. Yeah, all good. If you know the info, I will take the info. Ah, cool, cool. I realized that there is another question I want to ask you, but I can't ask you on stream. But we had previously discussed something. Did you still need assistance with that? I know that's super specific, and everybody definitely understands what I'm saying right now. Okay, those beaks are looking a little better. Okay, cool. Oh, I will actually check in with you after stream too, so that we think we're all on the same page, or actually no, we're all on the same page. You know what I mean? I gotta be vague. Oh, that's cool, BP. I didn't even know that was a thing. I do think that I should have done masking fluid around the eyes. But it's too late to worry about that, so we're not going to think about it anymore. Okay, that's looking less flat. I feel better about that. I'm apparently just gonna lock in and not say anything for like an hour. Some days are super chatty days, and some days are just like paint days, you know? Yeah, that is nice, Tomato. And I do enjoy watching people just like work too. But I don't know, sometimes I just like forget that I'm doing something, you know, because I'm so just like the color needs to go on the page that I like forget I'm streaming for a second, and then I come to it and I'm like, ah, hello, everybody who is here watching me, not pay attention to you. How's it going? God, real Shawnee. Like, I need to be able to shut down, like, force quit some of the stuff in my brain. Because it's overclocking my system. I think I need to make a couple of, like, bigger defined feather shapes here, but maybe I don't. Maybe I'm overthinking that a little bit. I do need to carve out the wing a little bit more because there is a wing right here, and I think I kind of went over that in a way where it has disappeared. So let's carve that back out because he's like right here. His little wing. He's like right here. And I know that I've referred both of these birds as boys. They're gay. Deal with it. Yeah, you did, Tomato. I'm excited to be able to. We have a little park just like a couple houses down from us. And I like going there in the summer and just sitting there because it's nice. But I'll just walk there too sometimes. And not really like do anything, but just, you know, get outside for a hot second. But it's snowing. I'm not gonna go sit in the park while it's snowing. Yeah, exactly. And I have been doing better about exercise inside the house lately, but it's not the same. Need to. There's a meme I saw on Tumblr that's like, I'm done complaining about the cold. I want to start complaining about the heat. And like, so real. Because like, yeah, that's what it's gonna be like. Because during the summer, the light angle changes so drastically in this house that we have the light shining into our various windows like 9 hours a day. And so it gets really hot in here. So I will complain about it, but I'm ready to complain about something different for a little bit, you know? I don't know if this green really makes that much of a difference compared to the other greens I have, but that's okay. You can play around. And I think just making a couple more defined feather shapes, like right through here, will make me feel better about that. And will feel less blob. And more stylistic choice that way. Because they do look so fuzzy. And like, I don't want to touch a bird, but they do look like they'd be soft. I guess I have touched birds before. At the Oregon Zoo, I grew up in Oregon. They have like a lorikeet enclosure where you can just like go in and feed them stuff. So they have like little cups of nectar you can buy for a couple bucks, and you can just walk through and hold it, and they'll land on your hand. And I do that when I go. I freak out the entire time, but I do it because it's fun and it's a good way to get nice photos. But oh, look at the little rubber ducky. That's so cute, Shawnee. Yeah, I feel that, Tomato. Mushroom people. It's a vibe. Yeah, I think that's better with like the couple little shapes there that makes it better. I slept better last night, but I'm still tired. It's almost like working constantly isn't good for your brain or something. I would have thunk it. But I will have a lot of time in May to just chill and rest up, so. I'm excited that we got a date for the next Final Fantasy that's coming out. Because I really like not Final Fantasy, what am I talking about? Fantasy Life. Wrong word combo, brain. Because I do really like the one that's on 3DS. Oh, that would be so cute, Tomato. It'd be cute to do with one of the little guys, actually. Like that same kind of vibe. Like teenage girl kicking their feet on the phone. But Fantasy Life, I really like the 3DS version, and we got a date for it. So it happens like it releases right after my surgery. So I can just lay in bed and play that when I'm not sleeping. Although it is going to make me like a little bit sad. Because I was going to play it with one of my friends, but that friend no longer is talking to me. So I'm going to have a moment about that, but I'm not going to let that ruin it for me. Especially because I've been looking forward to it, aside from that, just because I like it, so. But one of the horrid things about having the joy of somebody in your life and like letting them in and letting them be a big part of your life is that sometimes they leave and then they've ruined a bunch of shit for you. Because it just makes you think of that instead of like, it just makes you think of them instead of like just the thing you used to enjoy, you know? And we're dealing with some of that lately. And like, you gotta do that if you want to get like good people who stay in your life. You gotta risk it for the biscuit, but like, what the fuck? You know? So like, there's a whole band that used to be one of my favorite bands that now whenever I hear them I'm like, ugh, because it makes me think of a certain person, and it's just like, I don't want to think about that right now, that makes me sad. So I just skipped the song. So I haven't listened to anything from this band that I like in like over a month, I think, at this point. It's just bullshit. That's all it is. It's all just bullshit. But I'm gonna have a moment like that with Fantasy Life too, and I know that I am. And knowing that you're gonna have it doesn't actually make it easier. So. Yeah, exactly, Tomato. And like some stuff I can get back and some stuff I can't, you know. So maybe this one I'll be able to get back. I'm gonna fight to get it back anyway. But it's just stupid. Like, how dare you? Kind of a situation, you know? Just annoying. Yeah, it'll be fine. But there's stuff like that with like every ex that you've ever had, right? Even if it's just like an ex friend or somebody. But if somebody was important to you, there's stuff that you shared and like you see it and you're like, grumble, grumble kind of thing. Which actually reminds me there's another thing I need to do on my Patreon and my website that I haven't done yet. And that's move a project to a hiatus. Which is related. Although I think I'm just going to write it as completed. I don't know what I'm going to do with the rest of the project, but you know. Maybe I'll finish it and then auction it off or something. I don't know. Oh, I'm glad you got your errands done at least. I hope you can catch a little bit of rest in the midst of all the preparing. Oh yeah, I'm glad we could reclaim that for you, Adam. As a crew. Yeah. I also like I bought Minecraft and tried it for like 30 seconds and my laptop couldn't handle it. But also it's like it's one of those games where it feels like everybody already knows what they're doing, so it's really easy to get overwhelmed. And honestly, I don't think I ever would have played it if Cap hadn't wanted me to play it. Because I trust him to explain things to me in a way that doesn't make me feel stupid. Which, if somebody makes me feel stupid while I'm trying to learn to do something, I just will never do it again. I won't touch it. Because we have some capital T trauma. But I'm glad that we've been able to do that. The crew of us, you know. I'm very grateful to have somebody who doesn't set that off in me, honestly. Yeah. We love trauma. Just kidding. It's one of those things that's like, I don't know. It's one of the many things that just happens from being alive. Like you run into stuff and changes and blah 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 and you believe certain things and not other things and you know. I don't know where I was going with that. You guys can pull something meaningful out of that because my brain lost it. Oh, I like that, Tens, for stealing that. Yeah, pretty much. I'm glad too, Shawnee. Because, like, I don't know, there are some things I don't think I'm ever going to get back from my... I know I said capital T trauma about one thing, but, like, this is capital T trauma, like, capital T and underlined trauma. There's some stuff from that I know I'm never going to get back at this point, because it's been so long and it's still an issue that I've just accepted that I'm going to have to avoid that for the rest of my life. Fine, whatever. But there's some stuff that we can definitely reclaim, and I think that's great. Snom. I haven't heard it before. I think these guys are looking a little fluffy, which is good. That means we're getting somewhere. Oh, really, Tens? Yeah, we can go into a little bit. Like, I won't tell the story behind it, but like, I have a few triggers from when I was a kid, and they're both really popular Halloween movies, which makes Halloween very dangerous for me to be on social medias. Especially in the day and age of the algorithm TM, where you can't actually filter stuff out. And one of them also pops up around Christmas, and I think you guys can deduce from that what one of them is. Which, again, this isn't like secret, but I tend to not say it on stream because I don't need to give anybody my self-destruct codes, you know? But yeah. I do warn people on Tumblr pretty often, like around the time to filter that stuff for me, and everybody's been really, really sweet about it, so it's all good, but it is one of those things that's like really annoying because the reason that it's an issue for me happened so long ago, and literally everybody who did that to me or put me in that situation, well, almost everybody is dead. So like, I'm safe. It's not an issue. But my brain still like goes into high panic mode about it. Which is really, it's irritating. It's less that I really care about the movies and more that I'm irritated that I have to work so hard to avoid it because of somebody being an asshole when I was a child. Like, it's so stupid. Why are brains like this? Again, let me use the task manager to force quit. You know? I managed to completely get rid of this guy's little chicken leg, his little drumstick over here, and that's making the leg look like it's in the wrong spot. So we're gonna work on fixing that a little bit. Yeah, sure do. And just, I don't know, the social media thing where I can't avoid it pisses me off too. Because, like, it's easier to do on Tumblr. Occasionally stuff will get through my filter tags, but it's not super common anymore because they've added such good filtering techniques there. But, like, everywhere else, it's an issue, and it's so frustrating. Okay. That's closer to where we want to be. We need to give him his little drumstick back. Oh, that's totally fair, Tens. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was like that with Animal Crossing, specifically New Leaf, for a really long time. Like, that was all I did because that was all I had the energy to do. You know? So I stayed in bed playing Animal Crossing New Leaf for like a million years, and it was like, it was better than not having anything, but it still was not like a healthy situation for a variety of reasons. Which is, I think that's part of why I actually don't like New Horizons as much. I mean, there are like legitimate things that I can say that I think they didn't do as well in that versus New Leaf. But I think I don't like it as much because I'm not the right flavor of mentally ill anymore, which is good. But yeah, that's totally fair, Tens. And like, being aware of that and being cautious about it is totally valid. I don't know. I didn't really fall into Stardew very much because, again, kind of similarly with Minecraft, it just feels really overwhelming because people have been doing it for so long that they have like a specific way that is the way to do it. And so if you try to like look up just like a general question, you end up with like a million different like really deep articles about the ideal way to do something instead of just telling me how the mechanic works, kind of a thing, which really intimidated me. So I played it a little bit with some people, but it still intimidates the shit out of me, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, thank you for sharing, Tens. That's good to know. Look at his little belly feathers. That's so cute. It's starting to look like something. We're getting there. I don't think we're going to finish this today. I'm probably going to call it soonish because I can tell that my throat is starting to hurt. So, and I have more talking yet to do today. Oh yeah, all good, Tens. And that's totally valid. Like, not all of us are going to be on the same page for everything, right? So it's nice of you to share about yourself and trust us with that about you, you know? And I know you aren't the kind of person to be like, well, I don't like it, so nobody should do it, kind of a thing. So you're good. We just like unlocking lore, you know? Unlocking the lore of our friends. Yeah, I definitely do get like hyper focused on games, but I'm pretty careful about not dropping into it the same way that I did with Animal Crossing. But that's easier to do because my life and my brain is in a better spot than I used to be, so. There. I have not married anybody in Stardew. I have one save of like my own file that I poke like every once in a while. I don't think I've even done a full year in that game. Just because I do it like every once in a while. It takes too long to like feel like you're actually doing something in that game. So I tend to like go for something where I actually feel like I'm getting something done. Yeah. I think it's so easy to do that. And like part of the reason that games are good and why people latch onto them so hard is because it's easy to find a level of escapism that you can't in other situations. Like I know, for instance, as a kid, for sure, I would read a lot to escape the situation I was in a lot, and that's a pretty common story for neurodivergent kids, especially ones who weren't diagnosed until later. But I think video games also tend to fill a niche like that, but in a more intense way, because you can it's not just reading, it's not just all in your head, it's keeping your hands busy too. And so for neurodivergent people, it's a lot easier to fall into that really hard because keeping your hands busy and your brain busy makes it easier to focus on, even if you aren't like a big focus person, you know? So I think it's really easy to fall into that. And like with any neurodivergency, especially with like ADHD and stuff, because our brains don't give us the happy chemicals the same way that a neurotypical brain does, it's a lot easier to develop addictions in general. And even if you aren't technically addicted in a way that is like medically validated, it's still kind of that thing where it's like the only thing giving you serotonin at any given point. And so it's easier to like not realize how much of your life you've given over, you know? So it's good to be cautious about that stuff for sure. Especially if you know that you're prone to addiction in general. Yeah, smart Shani. I definitely, whenever I play Stardew like on my own time, I set an hour timer, and when an hour's up, I stop playing. And with a lot of those games, because I tend to play video games like before bed because that's like me time, you know. Um, I'll set a like visual timer so that I don't fall so into the game that I forget to sleep kind of a situation. I don't have as much problem with reading just because of the types of books I read anymore. Um, but yeah. So there are ways to do it that's healthy, right? You just got to find a workaround that works for you. And for me, that's setting a timer. Yeah, FOMO is really bad, and that's part of the reason that I like pulled back from Pokemon as a franchise as much as I have, because they really lean hard on FOMO all the time. Um, for like every single event they've ever freaking done, and it's not good for my brain. So I just like don't do that stuff anymore at all. Um, and honestly, I'm not buying another Pokemon game. I decided that with Scarlet Violet. Um, I'm done being a Pokemon person. Like it's not that I dislike Pokemon and I'm not going to like stop interacting with like fandom and stuff like that, but the way that Game Freak and Nintendo as a whole are treating the franchise and their customers is gross, and I don't want to do that anymore. So, because like, especially with Scarlet Violet, the way that the game was released and never fixed pisses me off because the lighting effects in that game give me migraines if I play for like more than 45 minutes at a time. And they have never cared about accessibility ever. So they're not going to fix that, and I can't trust them to not give me migraines, you know? So I'm done. Yeah, Sun and Moon also, as much as those are my favorite Pokemon stories, they also had some of the worst accessibility. And they fixed it a little bit in Ultra, but they also destroyed the entire storyline in Ultra. Because in Vanilla Sun and Moon, there's a trial that you have to listen to. There is no other option unless you look up the answers. So if you can't hear very well, or if you can't hear at all, get fucked, I guess. And they did change that in Ultra, but they never went back and fixed it in the original games. And they never like apologized or anything about it. So, yeah, it was not well optimized at all. And like it was pretty clear that they had like pushed an unfinished game, which has become kind of like the style for video games as a whole, which again pisses me off. But nobody asked me how to run the universe, otherwise it would be quite different. Oh. But yeah, they just like really have given up caring, and it's clear that a lot of it is a money grab, and what isn't a money grab, they like focus on like bad brain chemistry to get you to do, so like the FOMO and stuff like that, and it's just gross. And I don't like it, so bye.
In the land of plenty, we don't know what the word no means. Give it to me. Give
There were
it
some aspects of Scarlet Violet I liked, but as a whole,
make it
I
their
found it
way.
rather lackluster.
And make them watch me. Turn the power on and wait for life.
Yeah, that's fair, Shawnee.
That you paid for, all the skip turns that you saved for, all the nights
Yeah, I will always appreciate a company that actually takes the time to do a game correctly and like pay everybody correctly, you know, which is part of why I lean more towards indie games at all anymore. Like that's pretty much all I do. I don't really go for any of the big titles anymore because I trust them to have actually taken care of their workers a little bit. And like always a passion project for somebody is going to be better than something that somebody is doing just to put out a new game of X franchise, you know? Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, I think that's only gonna get worse as time goes on. Because capitalism. Oh, yeah, good luck with errands, Adam. Good to see you.
We want laughter, we want pain. Everyone will know our
Okay.
name. And you know that no two missteps are the same.
I do think that we've made some good progress on this guy. We're getting some feather shapes in. We don't look completely flat anymore. Yeah, I'll be ending probably like now. Honestly. Because I'm tired. Which I'm sure is a shock to everybody. I also want to go take my cute outfit off and put on comfy clothes. But we made really good progress on this today, I think. We can work on this on Friday some more. I'll be back on Friday. And maybe we'll finish it on Friday. And maybe we won't, because I will continue to make 6,000 little lines until I feel like the bird is rotund. Yeah, getting there, getting there. I will end up doing probably a green wash over the top. Oh, it's in my Discord, Sleepy. I put it in there. It's the first mug photo. Are you sure they weren't just flirting with you, Sleepy? 'Cause I hear you don't notice that very often. Trying to think if there's anything else I want to do with this right now. Thank you. Before I go, and I don't really think that there is, unless, yeah, that's still too wet to really carve out at the moment, so we can work on that next time. I do think that there's still some work to do on the feet as well, because this one is feeling really disconnected. Thank you. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go figure out who we're reading. That's my next step. Here, I'll hide Cap so he's not glaring at us, because I don't think we need to be glared at right now. Oh, Rainbow is live. Perfect. Anybody else who is calling to me today? I don't think so. Alright. We're gonna go raid Rainbow. You guys know Rainbow, and if you don't know Rainbow, then come with us and meet Rainbow, because Rainbow's delightful. Yeah, thanks for hanging out, everybody. It's always nice to, you know, chill and vibe and hang out with my friends. Oh, I should add that other possum to my possum folder, and I haven't. I should fix that. Shani has put the raid commands in chat. The first one has emoji that you can use anywhere on Twitch, no matter your subscription status. The second one has an emote you can use if you are subscribed to my channel, so please copy and pasta the one that is relevant to you if you would like to join us on our little journey. We're gonna, like I said, go raid Rainbow, who is a friend and a good streamer, and I think is still working on her secret project, so she'll be good for like co-working and stuff today for sure. Yep, and I will merge many of your tabs, because that's how we roll. We support the friendos. Thanks for being here, thanks for being niceies to me, and all that jazz. Let me actually start the raid before I do the spiel. I do that right? Yes. Thank you, Sleepy. So yeah, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being niceys. It's always good to see you guys. I will be back on Friday. Reminder that there aren't Monday streams this month. It's only Tuesday streams. So Tuesday, Friday instead of Monday, Friday.
That's gay.
I am gay. You're right. And so I will see you guys Friday morning, my time zone. But you can look at the schedule to see in your time zone. You can also join our Discord if you want more info or want to see the outfit I wore today. So yeah, take care of yourselves, be kind to yourselves, remember that you're loved because I love you. And if you can't take care of or be kind to yourself for yourself, please do so for me because I think that you're awesome and deserve nice things, including from yourself, even on the days when it's hard. And honestly, you should be really proud of yourself if you do nice things for yourself on the days when it's hard because it's harder then, you know? So you deserve more accolades for that. And yes, I will be on Sleepy Stream on the 19th. We're going to play Sticky Business, which I have a lot of experience with, and Sleepy hasn't played before. So I get to boss Sleepy around, and it'll be a fun time for everybody, including Sleepy. All right, I will see you guys on Friday. Take care of yourselves. Bye!